What's up, Cloud Gamers? Welcome to another Let's Chat Cloud Gaming episode. And boy, do we have some really interesting, positive stuff to talk about today. Microsoft, I have to say, is on the roll. They are on fire right now, with just news after news. Bethesda 17 games come to xCloud, and then today's news of Outriders come to Game Pass. But we'll talk about all that stuff. And this is a live chat, so y'all's voices are very important. The goal is to connect with you guys just to get a better understanding on how you guys are feeling about the topics and the subjects. So we're going to be pulling in a lot from the chat. So keep your questions and your feedbacks and your comments coming in, and we're going to be pulling it in. So we're going to have the members of this channel on here. So we have Hell Monkey to begin. What up, Hell Monkey?
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here again. Loads to talk about.
For sure, for sure. And then Chief is grabbing stuff for his kiddos, but he should be here in a bit too. But let's take a sec to say what's up to the chat. You guys are all on here. Alex the Nerd Gamer, what is good? Good to see you. Zero Games for me. What's up, man? It's good to see you. Game Master 3240. What is good? Raven Pika. What is good, Raven, sir? It's good to see you on here. I'm Uncle Phil is killing it right now, man. I'm Uncle Phil is doing some really incredible stuff for sure. Raven says hello, hello. How do you say your name? Jetcar NCH. What's good, man? It's good to see you on here. For sure, Victor with the higher. What up, Vic? Good to see you for sure. Raven, what's good? What's good? Vape, what's up? He's not a guest. He is a member of the channel, bro. Get it straight, man. Get it straight. What up, Chase Gaming Advocates? Good to see you on here, man. Cool. All right, yo, let's get into this, man. So, let's start off with you, Hell Monkey. What are your thoughts on this news of Outriders coming to Game Pass, man?
Well, there was the infamous tweet, that fake email tweet. And I honestly did not believe for 1 second that they were going to drop Outriders on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Like, I seriously thought, no, they're just going to play you guys, man. They're playing you guys, for a bit of interaction, in the social media space. But no, man, they drop it today, and your socials are going mad. There's all the discussion. Are people going to cancel their pre-orders on other platforms because it's going to be on Game Pass?
Yeah.
And they're giving the game consumers something to think about. They're giving you something that no one else is giving you in terms of this game coming in just over 2 weeks' time. In my opinion, it's great for us gamers.
Yeah.
Because the other companies have to try and counter that now with something to draw you back to them.
Yeah. True. True, for sure. And you know what's interesting? I feel like each platform now offers something for the consumers, right, with this game. So for GeForce now, right, we have possibly RTX with this game, right? Stadia, we have the Stream Connect and 4K pushing, and then xCloud now pretty much you get this game for free with a subscription. It's insane, and I think it's pretty cool to see how all these platforms are trying to one up each other. And I think moving forward with AAA titles, is this going to be the norm, right? Are we going to see them try to trickle in the special features to make the game stand out? Because if you're all getting the same games, how are you going to differentiate yourself from other platforms? And
yes,
yeah,
I could see possibly in the future, limited starter packs. Maybe sort of limited cosmetic items if you buy a game. On PlayStation or Xbox or Stadia, you maybe get something that you're not getting somewhere else. But in terms of features, like you get Stream Connect with Stadia, but is that enough to keep people there? If you have access to xCloud or GFN, um, I don't know if that's a big enough feature. It's a nice feature,
Yeah.
it looks really good in Division 2 and all that, but it doesn't really add all that much to your gaming experience.
Right.
In my opinion, anyway, that's only my opinion, by the way. Um,
True.
yeah,
So
I don't know. Listen, it's a dogfight. It's going to be a dogfight until the end, and
yeah.
it's constant one-upmanship. And with that, we're going to get the best out of it.
True, true. So Lash, I think I'm gonna call you Lash. I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly, but you said GeForce Now need to make contract with Microsoft Game Pass. This will be win-win solution for both companies. So I find this interesting because before, when they were in beta, actually Microsoft games were available for you to play in GeForce Now, but since the whole beta, getting out of beta fiasco, they took it out. But just recently, I was saying, I think I talked about this in podcast, but if Luna, Amazon Luna can get a game, Chief is here. Let me know when you're ready, man. If Luna can get a Game Pass channel, because remember, Luna is all about the channels, right? They got Ubisoft. This talks about this talks about EA possibly coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about like a Game Pass channel. Again, Microsoft is getting the money because you're paying for Game Pass, right? 15, whatever the price is, 11, I don't know the price these days. But then, you're able to access it on Luna through the channel. I
Mm-hmm.
think that is a win-win solution for both people. And I see it happening more likely with Luna than actually with GeForce Now because they have the channel features. But yeah. So Chief, we're in talks about this news of Outriders coming to Game Pass, right? You just hopped in. What's your take on this, man? How big is this of a move?
This is such a power move from Xbox. It's unbelievable. The fact that they've come out, they've thought about this. They've not put it out on PC because, everybody's already pre-ordered on Steam and everything else if those PC players, but they've just caught that pre-order window for console players, especially those on Xbox or those that were on the fence, and come out with a massive move of, everybody's going to get it on Game Pass day one. So everybody who pre-ordered it can just go cancel their pre-order, and everybody who was on the fence about it can now just dive into it. So
Yeah.
they have obviously coughed up some serious cash to get
Serious
that onto
cash.
Game Pass. And I was actually just looking
Serious.
up this today. They currently have 18 million Game Pass subscribers as of January, which
It's
was
probably
3
more
million,
now. Yeah.
which was 3 million up from September. So
Mhm.
in 3 months, they gained
Yeah.
3 million subscribers. So, the fact that they have also said that this is going to be on console and cloud.
Yeah.
So now you can play this on the move, on your Android device,
Yeah.
or obviously on your Xbox. You got saved between the two. You got xCloud PC in the works, potentially going to be on there, so you can just hop in while you sat at your PC or stream it from your Xbox to your PC. Huge power move. And I was actually talking to you about this earlier today, Ace, that people didn't realize how much of a detriment it was for Stadia not to have the demo. And not having that demo meant
Yeah.
that people are putting hours in. I've got 20 hours in the demo already.
Yeah.
Even
Insane.
though it's on Game Pass, I don't really feel like I want to switch to and do that all over again.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of locked to PC now. So the last thing I'm going to do is want to go and start from scratch on another platform. So
Yeah.
this is a huge power move from Xbox. And I've
Yeah.
seen people already think, I've cancelled my PC. I cancelled my PC
Yeah.
version and I'm going to play on the Xbox because it's free and I've got all the Xbox players. So
So
huge news.
true, true. I think you're right on with that. So it's pretty interesting, like you were saying. We talked about this earlier today, and for some reason, I thought this would have cross progression safe, but what Chief was confirming earlier today is that this is not, right? So again, I was like, oh, I'm gonna play this game on Google Stadia hands down because of the Stream Connect feature. But then Chief's like, your data save does not carry over from your GeForce Now playthrough. I was like, yes, it does. It's like, no, it doesn't. And that is a huge blow because people who are playing this game in GeForce Now, and like Chief is saying, has put 20 plus hours, even 10, having to start that all over again is going to be a huge blow. And I don't think people are going to want to do that. But then again, this, I like you were saying, I think it's good that they announced it this early because this is like the pre-order window. The game is coming out in 2 weeks, and people are, if they're interested, going to start looking to want to pre-order now. So people know where this is coming, right? They know it's coming to Game Pass. So I wish I can see like a stat of like pre-order numbers and like how big this move is to like halting people from pre-ordering elsewhere. But you mentioned the word power move. I think that is what this is. And man, Microsoft is not freaking playing around, bro. There's no other way to put it. These people are here to play. I mean, they see Stadia as a threat, hands down. Phil Spencer has said it, and they're making every move possible. Sounds like to eliminate them, and that's. I mean, this is just they know what this game is, and this move is a power move to its fullest. It's crazy. It's crazy, but let's take some questions from the chat, see what people are saying. You guys feel free to hop on if you guys have anything you want to say about this situation.
I did just respond in the chat to this as well, but we've got a video on the channel of how to play xCloud PC. So just go and check that out. It'll give you a good guide on how to get that up and running.
Yeah, Chief did a vid, so you can check that out. Monkey, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, just see on the pre-order front for Outriders. I think like yourself, Chief, and I played the demo as well through Steam and checked out on GFN as well. I think if you're pre-ordered on Steam, you're gonna stick with it because you are getting the is it the Hell's Rangers add-ons when you see through your pre-order. And I don't know if you'll get that on Game Pass. That's maybe a question. Are they going to get that on Game Pass if you play it from day one? Or are they going to miss out on that because it's technically not a pre-order? I don't know. That might keep people, on the PC version, then play through GeForce Now. But yeah, other than that, I don't see any reason if you don't have access to Game Pass not to try it on there first. Without putting the initial 50, 60 pounds or dollars, wherever in the world that you are, initial outlay. It's basically a free demo. Yeah, if you're already paying for Game Pass and you're enjoying that service with everything that's been the last couple of days, the last week that's went on to Game Pass, your bang for your buck is incredible there right now. So that's
let's not even, I mean, just last week, right? We got the news of 20 Bethesda games coming to Game Pass. And then again, 17 of those games are xCloud compatible. And then just this morning, again, these 5 games, right? They got the FPS boost from the Bethesda library. I mean,
so
it's like
something else that was stealth about that is a couple of weeks ago they said about Sniper Elite 4, and I forget what the other game was, having FPS boost as a test for the Alpha Ring. And then I saw that announcement today, and the wording of it said FPS boost is available for everybody on the latest version. Make sure you've updated your console and reboot. So I flew downstairs and turned my Xbox on, and lo and behold, I can now play Sniper Elite 4 with FPS boost. So it's not just those 5 games, it's the other games that they announced previously are all now available with FPS boost. So Yeah, what a way to kick off the week, man.
Yeah. No, it's seriously incredible. And just so you guys know, it does not stop there, right? The rumors and speculation of them acquiring Sega or Konami. I mean, this is going to be Holt's dream. You know, he's always said in the podcast, whoever who can acquire Japanese studio is going to get his money, right? So, I mean, how sick would that be? Okay, so you can say Rare was like the golden child of Nintendo's platform. I know they have Mario Zelda, but you talk about like Banjo Kazooie. People forget that Microsoft has Rare in their portfolio, right? They made that Sea of Thieves, which like it or hate it, but Rare is a great addition to the Microsoft portfolio, right? So now you have Rare. They can make platformers. They actually showcased the game that they were working at in the last Xbox event. I can't remember the name, but it looked pretty incredible. So you have Rare. And now add in a company like Sega with Sonic. I mean, if they can acquire Konami or Sega, I mean Konami, you have the Castlevanias, you have, my goodness, man, it's just like who the hell can stop these people, man? And then we're not even talking about like the Minecrafts too. Like it's insane, bro. It's
We're not,
insane.
I'm not even talking about Minecraft anymore. Did you see the amount that Roblox was valued at when
Yeah,
like that? Who the hell's seen
yeah,
that coming?
yeah.
There's things happening in the gaming world that absolutely no one can
No
predict.
one is predicting.
I
Yeah,
didn't see that about Roblox. How much is Roblox worth then?
Holy crap! It's like 40
40
something billion,
billion.
bro.
Yeah, when they floated it on the stock exchange, yeah, like five
Uh,
times the amount that Microsoft paid for
yeah,
Bethesda and ZeniMax.
yeah.
You
40
thought that was
something
going to be the
billion.
massive story, and then they float Roblox and they give that sort of valuation, man. It's incredible.
Let me pull this up. The evaluation is bigger than is bigger than, I believe, most big third party dev. Is bigger than EA. I think it comes close to Activision. I mean, this is freaking Roblox, man.
I know,
I
and
mean,
it is on
it's
Xbox, funny
insane.
enough, as well.
Sonic.
It is an
Exactly.
Xbox.
There you go.
It is an Xbox. Um,
My kids can't
man,
play it because it's behind some kind of content lock that means that the age limit that's on the kids' profiles, they're not allowed to play Roblox.
so Traz, where you at, says that it's a console exclusive to Microsoft. I didn't know that this was the case. Is this true? If it is, holy crap.
Oh, let me just check that. Actually,
Holy
quick.
crap. But
We'll
then
verify that. And while you're looking that up, I've sort of question back up here. Sorry. So Victor, 7.6. Is that up or down recently? I haven't been following because we
playing
removed
this
our Charmy.
come to show man and see the same people. That's not a lot of people. I'll just be real. If up or down, that's 7,000 people in Destiny.
I'm
That
sure we saw that
is,
higher when it first went free to play, but
that's not a lot of people, bro.
there it is. I was on No Time to Game. No, Outriders on Game Pass is console and cloud only. So no, they've not done the PC route, and rightly so because I think Steam
Yeah.
would get mightily peed and start throwing its weight around if that was the case. But
Yeah.
Square Enix does not want to annoy Steam.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead.
Roblox isn't console exclusive. It is available on your iOS App Store, Android App Store, and Amazon App Store. But as Dwayne just says in the chat, it's not on PlayStation. But Microsoft is technically the only console where you can play it. But I think
Technically it is a console exclusive then, because
yeah.
mobile is not a console.
No, but I tell you what though, see the valuation that we've seen there. I believe that has got a lot to do with that game being available on mobile, because I don't think a lot of people
On
realise just
Switch.
how big mobile is.
Yeah.
Wow,
in the
look at
gaming.
Switch.
The Switch is
Mobile's
killing
not
it,
even on there.
hands down.
See, it
Um,
hasn't got mobile. But this game is actually quite hard to play on mobile. My kids play it on the Fire tablets, and the Fire tablet's not on there actually either.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So check this
still,
out, man. Can y'all see this shot real quick? All right, so this is just how Xbox is performing. So if you guys watched the whole Bethesda roundup when they held the conference of the Zen Mix, when they showed what companies working on what there's a Japanese studio that Phil Spencer was saying he's excited about, and he can't wait to travel to Japan. If you look here, Microsoft has always struggled. Sorry, this is back to the Sega and Konami acquisition, but look at Xbox One. I mean, weekly basis in Japan selling 10 units. So they've always been eyeing Japan, right? And I do think this is more than likely, this article stating that this an acquisition coming from a Japanese studio, Microsoft, right? And you heard, I forgot what YouTuber it was a big YouTuber saying that this year is going to be the year of even more acquisitions from the big tech companies. But my goodness, if this is true, if this happens, man, I mean, I'll throw my hats to these guys, man. Like, I seriously don't see anyone stopping them, right? Once the tech is there, it's just going to be insane. Anyway, sorry.
until my kids really got into Roblox, I didn't give it a second look. And to be honest, I still don't. But it's obviously that generation that's got hooked on it with all these games, and I can understand why it's worth so much when loads of streamers stream it, and the amount of in-app purchases in this game are absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Now, if you haven't played it, you cannot go more than 5 minutes without something begging you for Robux. And Robux is the money, the in-game currency that you've got to buy.
Yeah.
And literally every single game has about 100 different in-app purchases for really stupid things. So the kids are always begging for it. So 40 billion, I can bet that's right, because they've got their target audience and they're all ready and willing to pay.
He said, "Dad, can I have?" So this a kid friendly game. I mean, they got Roblox, they got Minecraft. The game that Gamepass is missing from his portfolio, and again, this is I would say no, Microsoft, if they can afford it, they would. But I think Epic is playing hardball here. But Fortnite is not on the store, and so I know it's free. If you have an Xbox, you can play it. Maybe that's why. But for the cloud, I think that would be a good get for them. But what do y'all think? Do you think we'll see Fortnite ever come to Game Pass? I don't technically think it's
Doesn't need, it's a
necessary.
free to play. Yeah.
It is a free to play, but
You
I'm
can just
talking about
download it
like,
from the Microsoft store, right?
how about cloud though? That's my big thing.
Well, they're in a war right now with
Yeah,
Apple and Google, so I don't
but
think
not
anybody wants to
Microsoft
touch
though.
them. Yeah, but nobody wants to get involved with that, right? GeForce Now is trying. We're still waiting for GeForce Now to finish their Fortnite touch controls to bring it back to mobile via the cloud. So I think it's one of those that they've already got some kind of deal going on, and Microsoft's got bigger fish to fry than Fortnite.
Yeah.
Dwayne, I don't think Fall Guys is. I don't know if that's on Xbox, but again, I don't think that game was as big as people wanted it to be. Among
Yeah.
Us is still going strong and is on Game Pass now, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't checked, but yeah, Fall Guys was a game that came in hot, but I feel like its time is done. Even when it was announced for the Switch, people were just like, whatever, It was hot at one point, but I think it's done.
Yeah, I think it came in and gave everyone something different other than Among
Mhm.
Us. But then slowly but surely everyone seemed to venture back towards Among Us because it probably is a better game.
Yeah. So, Chief, talk to me on this because Chief lately went back to testing the PlayStation now. So he says, I'm curious about Sony's future plans like platform and cloud competition. What move they need to make to beat Game Pass because Xbox is huge competition right now. So realistically, I don't see anything again once Microsoft gets its Series X blades and increase the performance. I seriously don't think anything can rival them. I would have to say if Sony can bring the first party exclusive titles though, um, I think they'll have a standard chance. But Chief, you've been testing out the PS Now. What have your discovery been as of late with that platform?
So there was loads of speculation when the PS5 was being launched that they were doing something with PS Now, and because the PS Now app on PS5 kept disappearing,
Yeah,
it kept having different icons, and then the news kind of went silent. And then we heard rumors recently, and thanks to Eddie Player One, I'm happy to shout him out for bringing it to our attention. And he's a member of the channel, or supporter of the channel, should I say? So thanks to that.
yeah,
But
for sure.
I went and checked it out. I did a review of it over a year ago, I think, and it was 720p. And it was really obvious the streaming quality wasn't great. So I dive in because they said that it's potentially 1080. And I thought, wow, you look through all the PS Now documentation. It says that if it's less than 720, something's wrong with your connection. You look at the game bios in PS Now, and it still says PS Now streaming is capped at 720p.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you play it, it's clearly not.
It's
It's
not.
not 720p anymore. So I played Sniper Elite 4, and we've got the PS Now Sniper Elite
xCloud.
4 versus xCloud comparison up. And I was blown away by how smooth it ran and how good it looked
No.
for 720p.
Yeah.
And when I put the video up on Reddit, suddenly we had a few comments saying the quality on PS5 for PS Now looks so much better than it did on the PS4. So it's clear that they've upped their streaming engine for PS5 release. So when all that weird stuff was happening with PS Now, maybe they were upgrading streams, but they've just not made a big song and dance about it. So to answer this question, what does Sony need to do? Well, first of all, they need to start saying about it. They need to start paying attention to cloud and bring it to more clients, right? At the moment, there's only a mobile client, only a PC client. So they need to bring a mobile client or at least a Mac client.
Yeah.
On top of that, they need to bring newer games. So there's such a mixed bag, and somebody else said it. PS Now has no games. It has quite a lot of games. There are
800
old. Yeah, but there's a lot of
old games, right?
I struggled to find games beyond 2019.
Yeah.
I could count the amount of games from 2019 to 2020 on my hand. So, but then it's got such a weird mix, and some PlayStation exclusives. So if you do want to go play Horizon Zero Dawn, you can play it on PS Now. So you don't have to go shell out a huge amount of money. And people were saying that the PC port of Horizon Zero Dawn was really disappointing. So you can actually just play the original console version, stream it to your PC. So price-wise, it's if there's games on there you want to play, just subscribe for a month or two and cancel it. That's the great thing about cloud streaming.
Yeah. Can I say something? I don't think Sony can afford to compete with what Microsoft is doing with Game Pass. Because realistically, the way Microsoft is viewing Game Pass is in the future, it can have enough subscribers to balance out the cost. And they have the money to do that, right? They have the money to go acquire these people to build up that portfolio. I mean, if you look at the market cap for Sony, right, it's nowhere close to what Microsoft has, and that's when it comes to paying for these games, these exclusives, and not making profit for them right now, I don't think they can afford it. Realistically speaking, Microsoft right now is just like the original Xbox when it launched. They're taking a loss to build Game Pass to the vision and what they want it to become. Again, I don't think Sony has the pockets to compete with Game Pass in that regards, because they put the first party games same day release. Again, Sony makes money from software mostly with the PlayStation 5s, right? Or with the PlayStation So if they put the games for people to play for free, they can't earn enough revenue, I think personally, to keep the Sony PlayStation brand going. And that might be why. I mean, yes, they might be, cooking up the PlayStation now to make it better. But as far as like them competing head on to bring every major first party exclusive same day release on a cloud service like Game Pass is doing, I don't see that happening for them, man.
So to address this, and then also yours, so the reason why Xbox struggles in Japan is because who has a huge presence in Japan? Because they make
Sony,
it their business. Sony.
Sony, yeah.
PlayStation hardware
Mhm.
is all the rage in Japan. That's why
Mhm.
Xbox has always struggled there.
And
Hence why
Nintendo,
Xbox has just concentrated on the rest of the world and
yeah,
done really well out of it. And then they made a deal with Microsoft. They're using Azure's data centers to host PS Now. So that's just another win
it
for
wait,
Microsoft because
was
they're hosting a lot of their streaming stuff.
was that I that there was talks about that, but do we know for sure that's what's going on? There's
Yes,
like,
the deal did go ahead.
it did.
So they would need to move back to Tennyson if they wanted to cut that tie. And I just looked up. So as of January, or as of December, January, Xbox had 18 million subscribers for Xbox Game Pass, right?
Mhm.
And you've got a range of Game Pass in there because you've got PC only, the normal version, and then Ultimate. So they've got a nice range there.
Mhm.
PS Now, the highest price is £8.99, and then if you pay for a year, it's actually really cheap. It's 50 quid for the year, so like £5 a month, $5 a month for PS Now. They
Yeah,
have 2.2 million, so still quite a lot of people, but nowhere near Microsoft numbers. So
yeah,
I think if they did start putting those first party titles on, they would get more people
yeah,
onto PS Now. But
yeah,
they are so fragmented with, is it PS Plus, PS Gold,
yeah. It's a
PS
lot of
Now?
PS now.
Yeah.
I So go ahead, Mike. Help.
Yeah, no, I was just going to allude to Lynch's comment because I was going to say the same thing. I think spot on there. I think Sony has, just relied on console sales for so many years now. I think
Yeah,
they've been quite ignorant to the way that the gaming landscape has been moving forward, and quite ignorant and frankly quite lazy, I think. But seeing the improvements on PS Now is fantastic.
yeah,
If ever I can get to try it, I will give my own opinion. But for now, I can't seem to get in. I'm awaiting. I was on live chat today. I'm awaiting another email to see what the problem is. But yeah, I'll hold back on the verdict myself. But if they're improving, it's good. But as you guys have alluded to, where do they go? Because the first party exclusives are usually like 70, 80 quid or dollars. They can't drop that on,
yeah,
PS Now day one, can they? That's going to eat far too much into
yeah,
the revenue that they're going to bring in from that.
yeah,
But traditions, they need to mix it up a bit. They need to mix it up to stay in the game and and hang on to Xbox, who are just running away with the market share right now.
yeah,
And going back to that tradition, we said this, I think last year when we were starting to find our feet in cloud gaming, that Sony just want to sell hardware. They just want to sell
hmm,
games. They want to sell consoles.
hmm,
And this COVID pandemic has really shot them in the foot because they can't
yeah,
make them. Therefore, they are bleeding money because they just can't make the consoles which
yeah,
everybody wants for those exclusive
yeah,
titles.
yeah,
And they rely on that exclusivity,
hmm,
Spider-Man, the Horizon Zero Dawn, Final Fantasy 16, which now is going to be such a small user base because nobody's been able to get hold of consoles that Square Enix has probably gone, okay, Microsoft, let's see how Outriders does as an exclusive Game Pass game
Bro.
and see what happens there.
You know what? I think this is going to open the doors to other devs. The success of this, I mean, this is the first. Actually, there's a game. What's the name of that game? Uh, Shoot, why am I drawing a blank? There's a game that came out that is kind of like an RPG anyway. There's another game that came out that it was same day release that they got on Game Pass and it's like exclusive for quite some time. Anyway, this is the first major AAA game coming same day release. I mean, we've got like little indie games, so I feel like the success of this is going to show other devs, right? If this is a good investment, if Microsoft come knocking at your door saying they want your game same day release, I don't think this is going to be the last of these that we see. And it's going to be quite interesting moving forward. This is going to be the thing for Microsoft, right? Again, imagine like Call of Duty release and same day release on Game Pass, right? Or whatever Judgment. Or I mean, this is the significance of this being the first is huge.
Well,
So
one, yeah, being Square Enix, it's not a small studio that's
it's not.
going
It's huge.
onto Game Pass, so there's definitely money changing hands there.
Yeah.
But also, as you said, it's going to open the door, and I'm really excited to see kind of what happens with this game because you said on the podcast, and I think a few people said it on the podcast that developers want their games to be played. They want the player base. So it could be that somebody like Sony comes up and says, "We'll offer you £10 million or $10 million for you to be console exclusive," and they'll go,
Yeah.
"Well, your player base is 5 million."
Exactly. Yeah.
Or why would I do that and
Yeah.
shorthand 20 million people to buy or play the game? And then Microsoft come along and go, well, how about we give you instant access to 18 million people?
Boom, right?
So whatever
And
your sales target was,
yeah,
18 million people can just go and play your game
yeah,
from day one
yeah,
on Xbox. So if you had 500,000 pre-orders, well, you
yeah,
now got 18 million. So
yeah.
off you
Dude,
go.
this move is like is a power move, man. And like think about it, as game the numbers are gonna just continue to increase, right? Once this continue marketing it again, games like these, it's gonna go from 18 to 20. Imagine Game Pass at like 50 to 100 million, right? Imagine what that offers to developers. Just like you were saying, you have 50 million people to reach instantly with the release of a game, right? Compared to some GeForce Now sitting at like 6 or wherever. I even Sony PlayStation 5 is still a new console, right? What's the install base? 10? Probably not. I haven't even hit 10 yet. But then you have again 50 people, million people waiting to play this game day one. This man. I didn't like Microsoft previously. I would say back then my list of favorite companies, Sony, number one, my favorite, then Nintendo, then Microsoft. But recently with the moves, I hated Phil Spencer. But man, I gotta give them and him a lot of credit. These guys are killing it right now. Can't stress that enough. This is sick. This is sick. It's like, and it doesn't look like this is stopping point for these guys, man. It looks like as the year progresses, we're gonna see more and more crazy things coming from Microsoft, man. It's crazy. Anyway,
So I just had a quick look at the figures, and I've got slightly conflicting articles, but the lower numbers that we got here from February said around 4.2 million PS5 consoles were sold since November, and almost 3 million Series X and S. So there were more consoles sold. But when you've got 80 million people sat on Game Pass being able to play them on console, Xbox One, One X, One S, then the Series X and S, that's a lot of players, right?
It's a lot of players.
And
And
again,
then
you said on the podcast, Microsoft pivoted away from hardware sales. They are a software subscription company now.
yeah,
And this just cements that even further.
yep, yep.
Why
Oh
buy
man,
why buy games for 50? Like, how much was the pre-order of Outriders? $40, $50?
$54.99, I think it was.
yeah.
So what? $60.
Yeah.
Now it's £9 a month, or $11 a month if you want to play it in the cloud. $12 a month.
Insane, man. It's insane. I mean, we're sitting here like, going crazy about this, but I don't think people understand the magnitude of this. Like when I think it was you, Monkey, you were saying when you heard about when you saw it on Twitter, just like this. When I saw that last week, I was like, "There's no way! Like, how are they gonna get this game? It's impossible." And then, bam! It's like, holy crap! This is happening, man. This is legit.
See, just thinking actually, so Microsoft obviously dropped a few wongas into Square Enix back pocket for that game on Game Pass. But do you think it's as much as what the likes of Stadia had to pay for certain games? Because Microsoft can come in and go 18 million users.
There you go.
Stadia, who knows what the numbers is?
There you go.
Is it 300,000? Is it 500,000? Is it even a million?
Right. So, keep going.
It's easier. It's easier for developers to get their games on there because the draw is there straight away. And I mean, you might not think it, and I've seen it a lot on social media today. What does this have to do with Stadia? What does it have to do with PlayStation, GFN? Well, it has a lot to do with them because Microsoft is just coming in and just eating up the competition.
Yeah.
So they're offering you something that no one else is.
Yeah. Like, what's his name? Duncan. He would always say, I kind of lost my train of thoughts, but you said something that kind of reminded me of, damn it, I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, not relevant. When it comes back to me, I'll say it. But you pulled up the PlayStation of 45 plus, Chief. What's that about?
So obviously we've sparked a bit of a debate and some console wars in the chat here, but so obviously PlayStation Now, we're comparing Game Pass and PlayStation Now because they're the kind of newer offerings and cloud offerings included.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, there is a PlayStation Now subscription which does give you PlayStation games monthly. Again, looks like
is it PlayStation Now or PlayStation Plus?
Oh, sorry, PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
It gives you a few games, and is that required to play online like the old Xbox Gold?
Right.
And they said that there's 45 million PlayStation Plus subscribers, which I just confirmed is right. So that is quite a good income for just being able to play your PlayStation online.
Mm-hmm.
But as Pills just came out and said, well, there's 90 million Xbox Gold subscribers. So we're saying it's come to Game Pass for the 18 million users, but then you've also got the opportunity for Xbox Gold to upgrade. So there's another 90 million subs out there that's got a very short hop to Game Pass there as well. So it's very interesting.
Yeah. Back to what you were saying, Hell Monkey, and why I brought up Duncan. During the podcast, he mentioned when it comes to bargaining, right? Again, Stadia really doesn't have the leverage to bargain, right? What is the benefit of a game coming to the platform apart from money? Right, when it comes to just reaching an audience, they don't have that audience. When it comes to the tech showcasing your game to be the best and perform the best, they don't have that going for them. And when we talked about the leak of how much Google Stadia paid companies to get exclusive, Duncan said they just shot themselves in the foot, right? So again, Microsoft probably, again, 18 million people, instant access to a massive amount of people playing your game day one compared to not even a million yet, and then also that's going to bite them in the foot because now people know how much they paid for some exclusive. And if they come to them saying, hey, we'll give you 5 million to get this game platform, wait, didn't you just pay, Rockstar 10 million for Red Dead? We want that too. Like, we're not going to settle. Like, what's the benefit of coming to this platform? And so they probably are at a disadvantage with trying to lever to get games, man, because they really don't have that much to offer, which is a bummer.
I mean, Stadia do have a lot to offer, but they're not playing into their own hands. So remember when Baldur's Gate 3 Early Access came out? There was a big YouTuber, Wolfhat. He couldn't download it. He couldn't download it on Steam. He jumped on Google Stadia, bought it on there. It was played straight away. Now that game has got, Baldur's Gate's got a massive following.
Yeah.
So they've got crowd. They implemented crowd choice into that game. And I was watching these big streamers, interacting with their audience. It was a new thing. No one had ever seen this before. No one had ever done this before with this type of game. But they haven't, and it doesn't look like they're building on that much. All right, okay. Pixel Junk Rangers has got a full implementation of state share, but that's a game that's splitting the audience right now, 50-50. You either love it or you hate it. They need to implement these features that no one else can and give people an option to come to Stadia,
True. So I do want to address something. Someone asked a question about Stadia here. I think it's Sparrow. Give him so much. I think he was asking the question, are we anti-Stadia? Where is that?
Yes, I seen that. I was having
I saw you shuck a little there.
That was the exact comment.
So I just, actually, today was going to be a member-only podcast show addressing this specific, because it seems like our last podcast, there was some controversy with people saying that we had like an anti Stadia chat. And if you were on our Twitter, you'll see what I had to say about that. We don't stifle people's opinion here, as long as they're not, being offensive to other people in the chat. We're okay with that. People entitled to their own opinion. And again, here on this channel, we showcase every cloud game platforms. I saw earlier there's someone who was all for GeForce Now. Earlier there's someone who's for Stadia. Earlier there's someone we have people who are passionate about every single platform here. So some people get excited, some people don't get excited, and we do not stifle that. So when it comes to Stadia, we're not anti-Stadia here. We have I'll talk for myself personally. You guys can come in and talk for yourselves, but I believe I own the majority of games on the Stadia library, right? I wouldn't be anti-Stadia if my money is, not speaking for what I believe in. I purchased Stadia. I used to play most of my games in Stadia. I love Stadia as a platform. I can't stress it enough. I don't know how many times I started Sunny's channel because of Stadia. I started this channel to showcase light on cloud gaming, specifically Stadia. So my anti-Stadia? No, that's one of the most foolish questions I've ever heard. But we're honest here, and we're not gonna, if someone is struggling, which Stadia is struggling, that's the reality of it. Ask most people, they'll tell you the same thing. We will bring that to light and talk about what they can do to improve and get better, because we do not want them to fail. That is the reality. And some people have a hard time with that. And again, stay on Twitter. some of these podcasts and talks might not be for you. But that's the reality of things. If GeForce Now is struggling, if Shadow's struggling, if Amazon Luna is struggling, we come here and we talk about it because we want them to improve to become the best cloud gaming service they can be. So, am I anti Stadia? No. Am I pro Stadia? Hell yeah. And I will keep coming on here and talking about things that they can do to improve because I want them to be the best. That's it, hands down. So that's my take on this situation. Hopefully that's addressed. If you guys have any more questions, let us know. But I would just like to leave room for you guys to say what you have to say because, in a way, it's kind of comical.
I
Like
find this
you guys
hilarious.
are
You
asking
know,
this question.
those who have been following us for a long time, Lukey, Pills, Mr. Urban World, you guys have been with us a long time. You know that we strive ourselves on this channel to showcase all cloud gaming platforms so that you can choose the right platform for you. No cloud service fits the bill for everybody. So you'll see in our chat, Stadia is fantastic, Stadia is rubbish. GeForce Now is fantastic, GeForce Now is rubbish. It
Yeah.
really depends on who you are and what you're doing. Are we anti Stadia? No, I'm a founder. I was a pre-order Stadia member from July 2019. I have 3 Stadia controllers and Chromecast Ultras dotted around my house. My children play Stadia weekly, several times a week, because they can just pick up and play a game.
Yeah.
They bounce between the Xbox, the Switch, their tablets, and Stadia because it depends where the games are that they want to play. Xbox only has a limited amount of space. Do you want to play Formula One? No, I uninstalled it. Go play it on Stadia. Stadia always has and always will have a special place in our hearts, especially on this channel, because that's why we started. Because of Stadia, this channel exists.
Yeah.
And
True.
when we started discovering other ones, we start comparing. And when you start comparing, you see the flaws in each of these platforms. So we're not anti any of these platforms. We just give you the truth. We're not going to say Stadia is the best because it's not as a whole. None of them are. Stadia has the best tech. It has the best convenience. We've never doubted that. We will always praise Stadia for that.
But it doesn't
But
have the games, bro.
it
It's
doesn't
the
have the
reality.
games,
It doesn't
and the
have the game.
communication sucks.
Sucks. The
So,
PR is terrible. Just being real. That's the truth of it. Yeah.
and
Sorry.
week by week, we hope, we pray that they're going to improve. And when they don't, we're not going to let them slide on that. When Stadia comes out with coming soon 2 games, not going to tell you when, and then GeForce Now comes out and go 12 games on the platform today. So when people are talking about Pebbles, 2 Pebbles versus 12 Pebbles, it's a balancing act, and all of these cloud platforms are trying to make up their mind or trying to make their place in this cloud gaming space. And Gamepass, Xbox are just throwing their weight around right now, and
Right.
neither Stadia or GeForce Now are able to kind of keep up. They're trying, but no, we are not anti-Stadia. We are probably more pro-Stadia, but people
Right.
don't focus on when we say nice stuff about Stadia. They only concentrate on when we say negative stuff about Stadia.
Right.
Unfortunately, there is a lot of it, but again, we're not going to sugarcoat the truth.
Yeah. So just I want to give Monkey some time to say his piece. But if you think we're anti-Stadia, just go back to November and December, where most of our coverage was about Stadia. Listen to the podcast then, watch our videos then. Stadia was on fire; they were killing it, and you heard a lot. We had people unsubscribing because they were like, "You guys are not talking about GeForce Now. You guys are not." So whatever, whenever a company is doing something right, we put them in the spotlight. But when they need to improve and get something better, get right at things, we let them know. I Monkey, go ahead, man. Sorry for cutting time.
Well, I could go all in this, but the one thing that I would like to say about the carry on that happened over the weekend regarding the podcast is The people that claim the channel is anti-Stadia do not seem to claim that you are anti-Shadow or anti-GeForce Now when you pull up the negatives that have been happening. Or if they ain't doing what you think they should be doing, we do not see them calling that out, because for some strange reason, Stadia's negativity gets overlooked in other channels and other reportings, and it kind of gets looked over. So because we call it down the middle and we tell it like it is, we're negative. And I see it every day on Twitter. Guys just need to. I mean, there's guys out here that don't want to come in to watch a YouTube channel because someone said Stadia is bad in the chat. Who cares? They literally want us to moderate and take away people from the chat that voice an opinion, and that's never going to happen, guys. That's never going to happen. So your time is better off suited elsewhere. But if you want an honest opinion and everyone's personal individual opinions on a range of different cloud gaming services and platforms, then this is the place for you. If you want us to sing about how great Stadia is and not pull up the negatives and don't talk about things that they aren't doing, which they should be doing, then you ain't going to find that here. Sorry, you got to go somewhere else. It's as simple as that.
It's not like we had a whole stream event following the downfall of Shadow.
Perfect example.
And we were trying to be as positive as we could, but it was not a good news day. We were hoping for better news that day, but it just didn't happen. So we don't. It's not like we are purposely ripping on these platforms. We are being honest about our feelings. You're looking at 3 of the most spoiled cloud gamers out there. There's not many things, not many cloud consoles or services that we don't have access to or that we haven't tried. So we do get quite opinionated, and that's because we have had the chance to try them all, and we know which ones are good at different things. So it might come across maybe arrogant sometimes, or that we're ripping on Stadia a lot. But again, that's just all that people seem to stay focus on. So I would love to try the KFC console. If somebody could get one to me, I will happily compare it with the others and have some tasty chips.
That is hilarious. But yeah, just that's where we stand with that whole situation. Again, I hope we answered that question. We're not anti-Stadia, man. We're enthusiasts, man. We want every cloud game platform to succeed. And the goal is to shed the light on how to do that. Again, we're not experts, but I think we have experience with testing a lot of platforms, and we see what works here and we see what doesn't work, and we're just like, well, this is working, can this platform or company do that? That's pretty much what it is. Cloud game for the win. Exactly, we want every single platform here to succeed. But that's my lunch break, y'all. Gotta get out.
I just realized the time. So I just want to say special thanks to especially those that have stuck with us, since the early days. Cloud gaming has come a long way, and so has Cloud Gaming Extreme. And we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fantastic community.
For sure. And appreciate all you guys too, Chief and Monkey, and also the viewers too, and members of the podcast. I feel like you guys make these contents that these people watch, make it possible. So appreciate y'all's. All right, gotta get out of here, man.
Don't
We'll
forget to
catch y'all.
subscribe if you're new.
Yeah, we'll catch y'all later. Peace out.